Hello, world. You can call me Moss, and I'm here to draw and talk a little bit, or something like that. And I have to fill the dead space for 20 something minutes somehow, so. In the meantime, while I talk and draw, if you're hungry, grab a snack. If you're thirsty, grab your favorite drink. We'll be here together for a while. This is actually my first serious sort of video. It's been years since I've uploaded here, my last video being posted in about 2019. You won't be able to find any of those because they're old and like I was in middle school or something. I like to draw sometimes and make silly little creatures. I'm also super fond of Dungeons and Dragons, and because it's future me writing this script, I have the knowledge that I've recorded something related to one of my Dungeons and Dragons characters. Can't wait to finish that. So you might be wondering what you're looking at. A ball with long legs and a hat. Well, for the past few years, I've had this character named Dirt, who is a ball of soil. I made him a few years ago along with Mr. Frog, who is a frog, but he's not relevant. Anyway, we have a ball of soil, but Dirt has to live in a world with other creatures, so one day I was like, what about trees? Among other things like geodes and obsidian. And thus, Tree Creature was born. Tree Creature originally appeared in a comic page I made like my sophomore year of high school. COVID. So this is me basically redrawing them from memory. But now I'm older and realize their design is kinda bad. But like they basically look like dirt species with long legs and a hat, so I decided to give another crack at it. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm good at designing stuff, but I think it's fun. I think my major gripe with the original design was the body shape. Dirt is just a silly little ball. That's not to say that all of the species look like that, but it feels like a little distinctive and that it shouldn't be plastered everywhere. So the first thing I did was give them a different body shape. I still want them to be relatively roundish though, friend-shaped. I did keep their long legs, because trees are tall, and I remember when I first made them, I liked the idea of their legs being scaly like birds, because bark can also be scaly in a way. Of course, that all depends on the tree, I guess. I don't really know. I need to look at more trees, go outside. Also, these guys travel. It's not uncommon to see these fellas just walking around, seeing the world, like their universe, of course. If I saw a tree walking around, I'd be a little concerned. But those ones that travel are the ones with the skinnier legs. Eventually, some of them find a nice place they'd like to stay for a while and they root there. Their legs become thicker and much more akin to a strong, sturdy trunk that's not going anywhere. Not even technically, they could uproot themselves later if they wanted to. Of course, they're not stuck there for all eternity. But usually they like where they stay, so they don't go anywhere. But eventually, you get enough of them, and you have a forest. I don't know why I took away their mouth, but I did. And I recorded me drawing this weeks ago, like still during the school year. I'm on summer break now. And I don't have a time machine, and I never wrote it down, I don't think. So I guess I'll never know why. At the same time, I've heard trees can, like, in a way, communicate with one another and share nutrients. Kind of like mushrooms and mycelium. So maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe I should make mushroom creatures. Here I picked out one of the sketches I did and decided I really liked that fella. I'm taking very loose inspiration from the river birch, which is a tree that was pictured earlier when I first sketched this guy. I used to play Minecraft a lot, and my favorite tree is the birch. I haven't played in a while. I'm pretty sure the cherry tree, I think it's a cherry tree, the one with the pink wood. It was added some years ago, and I don't think I played and ran into one, so it's definitely been a while. I also don't think I've spent more than 2 seconds in a warped forest, because I hate the nether. Um, Maybe I should make creatures based on those trees. Just for fun. Ideas for another time. But now that I've talked for a little while, if you haven't had a drink yet, why not now? I'll wait for you. Continuing on, I think it would be cool to have a main fella for each species, or the major ones if I end up making a billion of them. Which I probably won't, but anyway, I think the birch one I'm making is cute and could make a good friend for Dirt. A very, very tall friend. They also kind of remind me of a bird. It might be the egg shape, but also like the strips of bark on its sides and back, like they kind of look like feathers. And, I'm not kind of wondering if there's like a tree who's ever tried to fly with its leaves, or if it's connected to some kind of cautionary tale told to young saplings. Maybe I'll make videos on those geode and obsidian guys. I think that would be cool. Eventually I want to make some kind of comic with them all. I don't know what it would be about, but I suppose that's what the journey is for. And I can't figure it out if I don't follow through with anything. I'm still trying to figure out what this channel will actually be. I mean, drawing, yes, but I feel like I don't draw as much as I should be. Granted, I just got out of school and working 2 jobs, along with all the projects I had to do, and so that was a bit rough. But I'll go with the flow and see what becomes of this little place I'll make on the internet. Granted, also this summer I'll be working 3 jobs and trying to do art fight at the same time. So, we'll see how that goes. So, I ran out of things to say earlier, and I feel like I have to say more things, or else there's just going to be music for 10 minutes. So, I thought I'd speak on the birch tree fella I'm making. I don't know. I think I will name them a character and maybe name them, and this might be crazy, I might name them Birch, but I'm open to suggestions. Now I have to think about where Birch lives. I have to think about where everyone else in this world lives too, but I at least have some idea. The geodes live in deep caves, the obsidian rocks and their cat companions live on or near a volcano, and Dirt and his kind live on a hill and maybe in burrows. I don't quite know about Birch though. Of course, they travel a lot, but where did they come from? What are they traveling for? I mean, like, maybe it could just be to see the world, but maybe there could be a reason. And, like, is it just Birch, or do they travel in a group? All of the other creatures, I have made, I have at least some vague concept for, like, if they live together, or, like, what am I talking about? All the other ones either live together as a large family unit or as a community. The geodes and obsidians also work together if my memory serves correctly, but I cannot recall how or why. No, I think the geodes use the magma from the volcano somewhere in a pit they have in their cave. Anyway, a lot of questions I'll have to eventually answer. Maybe I'll draw them more. Maybe I'll draw them more and make comics or something. And if this video does find anyone, do you want to hear about the geode creatures or the obsidian rock creatures sooner? Let me know. Either way, I'll get to them. Maybe. Probably. I don't know. But I guess that's all I have to say, honestly. So, if there's still stuff going on after this, that's all it's just gonna be music from here on out. So, hope you enjoy that. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and have a good rest of your day or night. And who knows, maybe one day you'll return and we'll meet again.